Please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
All right, last night we broke the story of how it was a free-for-all in Tuticorin in Tamil Nadu. Last night the toll was 11 people dead in police firing. Tonight it's gone up by one more. 12 people dead tonight. And we're starting with some breaking news because the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Edappadi Palaniswamy, after being inactive for 99 days when this protest has been going on peacefully, has now sprung to action. He will be meeting the Governor Banwarilal Purohit later tonight at about 9 p.m. is what we are told. He's likely to apprise the governor on what the situation is in Tuticorin. Like I said, it's been 2 days of a free-for-all in Tuticorin because of this protest that's been going on against the Sterlite plant there for well over 3 months. And suddenly yesterday, all hell broke loose. There was a garao of the district collector's office. The police opened fire on the protesters, in which 11 people yesterday and one more person dead today. Purnima is now joining us on the phone line. Give us more details. Finally, the Chief Minister springing to action. Now he's apparently going to meet the governor. What is he expected to tell him? Has the situation, for starters, come back to normal there in Tuticorin?
Well, Zaka, the situation remains tense even now, which is why the governor, who was on a summer vacation, had to cut short his trip and come back to Chennai. And now Deputy Chief Minister will be meeting the governor likely between 9 and 9:30 to appraise the governor of the ongoing Sterlite protests, because over the last 2 days there were at least 2 rounds of firing. Yesterday 11 died, many injured. Today again 1 death and at least 5 injured. Protests are only intensifying, which is why the governor will be, the state government will be meeting the governor to appraise him of the ongoing protests and the law and order issues that they are facing at this point.
All right, Purnima, thanks for joining us at the top of the show with that breaking story. Finally, and there's been a lot of criticism of the Chief Minister, the government, for not acting in time, meeting with those protesters, listening to their grievances and addressing their concerns. Now, after 12 people are dead, he's going to go to the Raj Bhavan to meet the governor and apprise him of the situation. Like I said, for the last 2 days, Tuticorin has been on the boil. 12 people have been killed in police firing. Another man lost his life today. The Madurai bench of the Madras High Court today stayed the expansion of the Sterlite plant. Remember, that was the big bone of contention. They wanted to expand the plant. The government gave it the permission to go ahead and do so, and that's what led to this 100-day protest. But even the Madurai bench of the Madras High Court was not good enough to quell the protest today. We're showing you 2 sets of pictures on your screen which expose the brutality of the Tamil Nadu police. It also proves that this attack by policemen who were armed to the teeth with assault weapons, semi-assault weapons, in one instance a long-range sniper rifle, versus people who at the very best had stones and nothing else to throw at these policemen. This was a pre-planned one. This was a predetermined one. There is enough proof in the public domain to indict these policemen. There are even pictures of policemen using sniper rifles to targetedly shoot at people and kill them. But the Tamil Nadu government is not taking action against those cops. It is busy defending those cops. There has been no action. It's been more than 24 hours. Last night, we broke those pictures of that policeman in a yellow shirt taking aim and targeting people using that long-range sniper rifle. No action has been taken against that policeman or anybody else who indulged in this shooting, this mass shooting of protesters who were, simply put, asking for clean air and clean water. First, I want to play out this video. It'll expose once and for all that the cops opened fire on protesters in Tuticorin. It was not for self-defense. It was not, as the Tamil Nadu government claims, because they had no other option. It was with the intention to kill. Listen to this. So there you saw the policeman in the yellow shirt who yesterday we broke those pictures of him atop that vehicle shooting at people, targeted shooting of people, as he hands over his weapon to his colleague who's also then going to shoot people, target and shoot them. There's somebody in the background who's saying at least one person has to be killed. At least one person has to be killed. This was intention to kill. This was no self-defense. This was no measure that was taken because there was no alternative available. This was with the intent to kill. These cops were given express instructions to not just kill these people, but after these people died, at least some of them, look at the way some of these policemen mock the dead people. That is a dead man. There are a bunch of cops, at least a dozen of them, around that man saying, oh, he's just acting. He's just acting. How much more insensitive can you get? You shoot people dead with the intention of killing, and then you mock the dead. Here are 4 proofs that we're putting out tonight, which shows that this was no self-defense, that this was no attempt to try and quell the protesters because the policemen were attacked or because they had no other resort left. But this is simply with an intention to send out a chilling effect on the protesters. Proof number 1, you heard that audio that we played out. One cop heard telling the other one that at least one person should die. At least one person should die. Proof number 2, the cops were armed with semi-assault rifles, with long-range snipers, not to mention, of course, with tear gas, with batons, with shields, and yet they chose to kill people as a first resort, not even as a last one. Proof number 3, the policemen, at least 2 of them, first the one in the plain clothes, the one in the yellow shirt, and then as he passes his weapon over to his colleague, at least 2 of them on camera, we can confirm that they took aim and then opened fire. This was targeted killing. They were choosing who to kill and then killing him or her. Proof number 4, most of those who were killed, and this is why it was meant to send a chilling effect, most of those who were killed were shot either in the abdomen or in the torso, or at least one of them in the head. There's not one person who died who's been shot below the knee when the police manual expressly states that you have to shoot below the knee. Let's play out a bunch of political reactions. Obviously, politics has now gotten into it. DMK working president M.K. Stalin was there in Tuticorin, so was actor-turned-politician Kamal Hassan. Let's bring you a collection of sound bites today, and then we'll go straight into our debate.
நான் கேட்ட கேள்வி அதற்கு பதில் சொல்லியே ஆக வேண்டும். இங்கே அமைதியான முறையில் தான் போராட்டம் நடந்திருக்கு. யாரோ சொல்லி ஆணை இல்லாம அம்பு பாயாது. அம்பை நொந்து பயன் இல்லை. ஏவினது யாரு, அம்பு அடிச்சது யாருன்னு பார்க்கணும்.
ஸ்டெர்லைட் போராட்டத்தில் அரசின் அலட்சியம், உளவுத்துறை உட்பட மொத்த நிர்வாகத்தின் தோல்வி, காவல்துறையின் வரம்பு மீறின சட்டத்துக்கு புறம்பான மிருகத்தனமான செயலை உண்மையாக கண்டிக்கிறேன். உறவுகளை எழுந்து வாழும் குடும்பத்தாருக்கு என்னுடைய ஆழ்ந்த தாமங்கள்.
government is not even apologetic. There's no regret on the side of the government. They are only trying to justify what has happened.
How can any government justify this kind of daylight murder? This was, and I repeat, this was with the intention to kill. We've shown you audio and video proof of that. This was with the intent of sending a chilling effect on these protesters. And this is after 100 days when not one functionary from the government, either from the Chief Minister downwards or anyone, tried to reach out to these protesters. How does this happen in free and independent India? Let's bring in our guests. Debating tonight, K.C. Palaniswamy is AIADMK leader, T.K. Silangovan, spokesperson of the DMK, Vinoba Bhupati of the PMK, R.K. Radhakrishnan, senior deputy editor of Frontline magazine, Bahar Dutt, environmental journalist, and Henry Tifange is from People's Watch. Let me start with you, Mr. Palaniswamy, because you speak for the AIADMK, the ruling party. I played that video out, the policeman in the yellow shirt handing his weapon over to his colleague, and there are policemen overheard who are saying at least one person should be killed. How do you justify this? Is this what happens in a civilized society? How do you justify this?
No, I'm not speaking for the government. I have some sort of a misunderstanding with the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister. So they declared that they have expelled me. I said they have no power to expel me. So anybody having heart, they cannot defend this Tuticorin incident. This is not an issue which taken place yesterday. This is an issue people have been fighting for more than 100 days. And the Chief Minister has visited in and around that area twice. Even 3-4 days back, he was in Kodaikanal. He taken the flight from Madurai, just hardly 2 hours from Madurai to reach Tuticorin. He or any of his ministers should have met the protesters and assured
Mr.
them
Palaniswamy,
whatever the
Mr.
government
Palaniswamy,
could do.
who gave the orders to the police to open fire? Who gave the authority to the SP or to the district collector to open fire on peaceful protesters? You think an SP or a district collector would have had the spine to take that call if he or she was not expressly instructed by people upstairs?
The Chief Minister is in charge of the home department, and the police is directly under the control of the Chief Minister, and the Chief Minister is liable for this. If we have to fix the responsibility, we have to fix the responsibility for the Chief
Police
Minister
opened
and the
fire.
Home Secretary and
The police
DGP.
department comes under the Chief Minister because he holds the home portfolio. The Chief Minister's office puts out a statement yesterday saying police had to open fire because they had no other choice. We are putting out audio and video saying yes, they had other choice. They had 100 other options, from water cannons to tear gas to what else is available there. And yet they chose to not just shoot, but shoot to kill. And the Chief Minister is not willing to take responsibility for it. Amazing. T.K. Silangovan.
My doubt is, for the past more than 90 days, the agitation was going on. There was no undue trouble there. Agitators were protesting, but they are not attacking the police. They are not violating any rule or any going into the police cordon. There is no attack on the police. When they had shot suddenly the Chief Minister, my doubt is somebody must have ordered the Chief Minister to do this, because these are slaves. The government here is a slave. They don't have any choice. They don't have any decision-making authority. They are afraid of other things. My question, my doubt is, who had ordered the government, state government, to shoot at the agitating people?
Who is this? I want to know. In a democratic country, who gives the authority to any police force or to any government to shoot citizens of this country shoot them to kill. Who is that power? I want to know. Who is giving them that authority?
That is what I say. This most barbaric of all the acts. The whole world has never seen such a situation. This is the most barbaric of any act a government can involve in a democratic country. I can say that this is the first incident of such incident after what I can say is what had happened during the British period.
No, R.K. Radhakrishnan, a lot of people on Twitter comparing this to Jallianwala Bagh.
Accident in an independent India.
R.K. Radhakrishnan, a lot of people comparing this to what happened in Jallianwala Bagh. My point is, I refuse to believe, R.K., that an SP or a collector who must be, in their 30s could have taken this call to shoot at people, shoot at citizens of this country because they were protesting and asking for clean air and clean water.
Yes.
R.K.
Absolutely. Zaka, the biggest rumor in Tamil Nadu is that there is a government. Let's get that off our table first. The second thing is that we have had incidents like this all over the time. In Kudangulam, the same DMK government slapped sedition charges against 8,000 people. Okay, and there were incidents in Tamarabarani agitation also where people actually jumped in Tirunelveli, when people jumped into the river and drowned themselves. DMK can't say that nothing has happened before Jallianwala Bagh or after Jallianwala Bagh. In Velur, for instance, when Devaram was ruling roost here, the Naxal menace was at its peak, and again the same incidents have happened. Marina, when MGR was in power. So this is nothing new to Tamil Nadu, but then in the past 40 years, this kind of incident has not happened. Having said that, I have to also add that the problem here happens to be that neither the DMK nor the ADMK went anywhere near the protesters for 100 days. You should remember this. The DMK went only yesterday. The DMK leader went only yesterday. Of course, he has condemned Sterlite. He wanted the closure of Sterlite, Mr. M.K. Stalin. But beyond that, did the DMK support the agitation? No. Did the DMK go into a fact-finding mode? No. Only environmentalists and the local people were there. So DMK cannot claim anything.
Mr. Elangovan, you want to respond to that?
Mr.
Elangovan,
did not do anything.
The first statement that we heard from your leader, Mr. Stalin, was yesterday.
We are not claiming anything.
Was yesterday.
We are not claiming anything. But we have to say that this is the most brutal of the attacks which has happened in this country.
No, but Mr. Elangovan, first statement from your leader, Mr. Stalin, was yesterday. For 99 days, people there have been protesting. Why did your party not issue a statement? Why did your leader not go there and meet them?
See, when the local peoples are agitating, we were supporting them. We had issued statements in favor of them. See, it is for the government to take cognizance of this agitation. What can we do? When we had gone there earlier, they would have politicized it. See, it is for the welfare of the people, local residents who are affected by the environmental issues.
Vinoba Bhupati, I want to play out. No, one second. I want to play out, before I go to Vinoba Bhupati, I want to play out that clip. The policeman in the yellow shirt who's handing over his gun to his colleague. Maybe his duty is over, maybe he's killed enough, I don't know. But he's handing over his long-range sniper rifle to his colleague. And policemen are there, overheard in that clip, saying at least one person should die. Can I just play that out again? Then I'll go to Vinoba Bhupati. Let me play that out. Not this, the next one, where he's handing over his weapon. Here in this clip, you can hear policemen egging that policeman who has the weapon with him to kill at least one person. At least one person should die. Vinoba Bhupati, that does not happen in a country where there is rule of law, in a state where there is rule of law. The police just don't open fire with the intention of killing people. What is going on in Tamil Nadu, Vinoba Bhupati? Vinoba Bhupati, can you hear me? I don't think he can hear me. Let's.
Please, for heaven's sake, don't call them as police. It will bring a shame to the police. These bunch of insane, idiotic, trigger-happy psychopaths. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go on. Now I can hear you. I can hear you. There's a delay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello. You will. Can you? I'll tell you. See, I'll repeat once again. I'll repeat once again. This particular bunch of police, they should not be called as police. They should not be called as police. They are insane, idiotic, trigger-happy psychopaths. For the past 2 days in Tamil Nadu, especially in Tuticorin, the police forces behave like gundas. They don't know the rule of law. They are not following any of the rules and regulations given by the Supreme Court. The district SP, the district collector, the DGP of Tamil Nadu, the chief minister, the chief secretary, everybody should be taken to books. Everybody should be held accountable.
Okay.
Who gave them this authority to go on
I'm just getting the first change. The first change.
They are asking for
the first
clean
change.
drinking water.
Let's come back to the studio. The first change. The first change has been made. The SP of that area of Tuticorin district has now been transferred. P. Mahindran was the SP when this happened yesterday. He's now been transferred. Murali Ramba, IPS, has now been transferred from Nilgiris to Tuticorin. He's now the new SP. This is breaking news right now on this program that the SP of Tuticorin has been transferred. Let me see if, all right, both SP and collector of Tuticorin district have just been transferred. So Sandeep Nanduri, who is the collector in Tirunelveli, has now been posted as collector in Tuticorin. N. Venkatesh, who was collector in Tuticorin, has been transferred as additional state project director for the Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. So two big changes. The SP and the district collector of Tuticorin have now been changed after what happened yesterday. Bahar Dutt, you've covered a number of such people's agitations in the past. You have seen instances where the police have opened fire and killed innocent people. But there is something brutal and something shocking about what happened yesterday in Tuticorin, because it was not new. This was not sudden. Police had information of these protesters. They had been sitting in protest for the last 100 days. In fact, they've been against this plant for the last 20 years. And then all of a sudden, 12 people are dead.
Zaka, I think you asked the right question. How is this happening in free and independent India? But I think the larger question we're not asking, I don't see on your panel a representative from Vedanta Sterlite. Where is the company? This is a company which we know repeatedly the Supreme Court has noted in 2013. It has recognized 5 occasions in which they have been violating pollution norms. Now, if we can be fighting for pollution in Delhi, do the people of Tamil Nadu not deserve clean air? Do these people who are agitating in Tuticorin not deserve clean air? I just want to stick to the facts of the case. And the fact is that Sterlite Vedanta, in 2013, March 23rd, there were instances where people woke up saying that they could not breathe. The sulfur dioxide emissions were at twice double the level that day. This is a company which does not have permissions to expand. Now, when we talk about expansion, let me explain to you, expansion doesn't just mean you construct a wall. Expansion means you double the rate of pollution. They did not have the permissions to do that, yet they were doing it. That's what provoked all these people to stand up. And why has the state been protecting the company? I think that's what needs to be asked. Vedanta Sterlite must be pulled up. You have rightly pulled up the politicians and the state government, but the company too cannot absolve itself from what it has done. I think that's the question that we need to raise right now, even of Sterlite.
I do have a reaction, a short soundbite of the CEO of Sterlite Copper. He's spoken to our sister network, CNBC. I'll just play that out the moment it's ready. But his justification is that they had all the requisite permissions, that this was a protest that was taken over by unruly and vested interests. The fact of the matter is, K.C. Palaniswamy, that even after...
Zaka, yes.
One second. K.C. Palaniswamy, even after...
Zaka, if I can
we have the bite.
clarify this. Zaka.
Okay, Bahar, yeah. Yes, Bahar.
If I can just quickly clarify, yes, this company had permissions, but they had permissions to operate at a certain level. They are operating at double the level, which means if your sulfur dioxide levels have been permitted for 200, they are operating at 400. I'm just giving an example.
Okay.
And that's the problem. That is the health hazard which is being caused to the people there. That, I think that needs to be highlighted.
Let me play out a reaction of the Sterlite Copper CEO. We have that sound bite. He's spoken to our sister network, CNBC TV 18. Let's just play that out first. Okay, we'll cue that up. We'll cue that up in just a few seconds. But okay, can we play it out now?
The National Green Tribunal made it very clear that we are not a polluting company, and we shall not be a polluting company in future as well. Let me give you a very good example of why people should not be concerned about it. Over the last 20 years, senior management of the company has been staying in townships which are just about a kilometer, maybe about half a kilometer away from the plant. Over the last 20 years, there have been several families, there have been several children which have grown in these townships without any problem at all. So we are actually, I would say that these families are all living proof that there is nothing wrong. So I think these are the kind of canards. That is what I'm trying to tell you, that there are these kind of myths, these are these kind of unfounded rumors which are being floated around, which don't have any base, which do not have any data which is backing them.
Wow. Can I go to R.K. Radhakrishnan on that? He calls this a canard, a myth, an unfounded rumor.
Has noted in 2013 this is a polluting company.
Yeah, I was there. In fact, Zaka, I was on the show. I was with Shireen Ban just a little while ago. And it was very funny. Ramnath happens to be a chemical engineer. He thinks like a chemical engineer and talks like a professor. That's the whole point. I'm very sure that Sterlite has all the papers in order. The NGT papers, the NIRI papers, even the Supreme Court, the High Court, all the papers are in order. And therein lies the essential problem, because people outside take pictures, and they've held press conferences at the Chennai Press Club. They've sent us pictures. They sent me pictures showing the amount of contamination there. Has Sterlite addressed this? No. Sterlite, all that Sterlite does is invites people over to its plant to see how clean it is and how there is no problem at all. There is a problem in the catch in the Park Bay, which is what fishermen were agitating about. There is no solution to that. Sterlite has not addressed that problem. I am not saying it is Sterlite's responsibility to address every single problem in Tuticorin, but the fact happens to be that with an inactive state government, ineffective state government, with a district collector who has not done much to address the situation, it was Sterlite's responsibility. Sterlite is now trying to seek recourse to all the scientific studies that it has somehow managed to obtain, and now it's trying to tell us that all the papers are in order. In fact, they claim that their environmental norms are much better than even the European emission norms, which is much higher than in India. No, but I would agree with every single one of those contentions. But what is happening on the ground? People need answers to what is happening to them. Why is the water getting contaminated? Why is the land getting contaminated? Why is there a problem in the air? These questions have not been addressed either by the district administration or the state government or by Sterlite.
No, K.C. Palaniswamy, I mean, I find it amazing that a day after 12 people are dead, the CEO of that company says, oh, our senior management has been living in that township along with their families for 20 years. These are canards, myths and unfounded rumors. No, you tell me, where is the Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board? Why are they not involved in this? Why are they not conducting studies to find out what is happening there? how can the Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board allow a plant which the locals there are claiming produces contaminated water, contaminated air? You have a whole department for it, the Pollution Control Board. Where is it? Are they sleeping?
No, I think the CEO is making two unequal comparisons. You can't compare the...
All right, just when he began talking, we've lost his link. We'll try and see if we can go back to K.C. Palaniswamy. But TK is...
Zaka, I can tell you about the
Yeah.
Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board.
Okay, go ahead.
Zaka, from time and again, the Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board has found fault with the Sterlite plant, but somehow or the other, the Sterlite plant people managed to go to court, get the requisite permissions. But if you look at the report of the Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board, they have repeatedly had problems with the emission levels. So if you go through the reports, yes, they found problems, but they chose to do nothing about it. And I think some heads need to roll in the Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board as well.
No, now Palaniswamy's link is back. Tell me, Mr. Palaniswamy, where is the Pollution Control Board? Are they the Pollution Control Board or are they the Industry Enabling Board?
No, I think if I am right, Pollution Control Board has banned it, but they have not given the permission. They refused to permit it, and ultimately Vedanta was able to manage the Supreme Court, and they got the permission from the Supreme Court. Only on that basis they are operating the plant. And let us not now overlook the issue of this killing. See, there are two different issues. One is the pollution in the Sterlite plant. The other is whether the action of the police is right or not. If we go into the police's action, the mere shifting of the SP and the collector is insufficient. At least the ADGP law and order, who is in charge throughout the state for law and order, should be shifted out of that place.
No, forget about transfers. At the very least, shouldn't the SP and the collector be suspended? At the very least, shouldn't the SP and the collector be suspended, TK Silangovan? What does a transfer mean? Oh, from Tuticorin we moved him to Tirunelveli. From Tirunelveli we moved somebody else to Tuticorin.
This is not a punishment. This is a routine thing. It is a way to protect these culprits. They have erred. They have killed people and they are being protected by the state government. They should have been transferred, suspended, action should have been taken against them. This state government is trying to hide something. I don't know, my doubt is that whether the state government itself is being pressurized by somebody outside the government is my question.
So what is it that the state government is trying to hide? Vinoba Bhupati today...
If they had acted on their own, they should have been suspended, dismissed.
Today the protesters...
It is a routine thing.
The protesters were asking, you know, is the job of the Tamil Nadu government to protect the people or to kill the people? Is this a Tamil Nadu or a Sterlite Nadu? What is going on?
See, TK Sivalangovan, he is a senior leader of DMK. I don't know on how he is completely forgetting what his government did with the police officials then. In Tamil Nadu, the Dravidian parties divided the bureaucracy into two halves. One which will dance according to the musics of the DMK, another will be with the ADMK. He doesn't have a moral ground to talk about the bureaucracy or the police. I'll tell you one thing. Another important thing is, today the corporate lobby, the government of the day is a slave to the corporate. The government of the day is a slave to the union government. It is a covered government. It's a slave government. They doesn't have any courage to deal with the people's demands. They did not go to the people for the past 9900 days. Today, all of a sudden, when there is a mob, there is a protest by the people, without knowing how to deal with them, they went and they shot people to death. Today, an youngster of an age 22 was killed by the police, a psychopath, the psychopath police, and then they are they're just commenting in Tamil saying that don't act. This is the level of insensitivity to which the police is there. Transferring a SP, transferring the district collector will not save the government. They should be suspended. The ADGP should be suspended. The government should resign, taking responsibility for this chaos.
No, can I play that clip again? A young man is shot dead. A young man is shot dead. He's lying there dead. There are a dozen policemen around him who are mocking him and saying, don't play dead, don't act. Can I just play that out? Because it's bad enough that in independent India, policemen are shooting dead people, protesting citizens who are asking for clean air and water. And on top of that, they make a mockery of the dead people. Can I just play that out? RK, you heard that. I think there are more than a dozen policemen there surrounding that dead young man and says he's acting. He's playing dead.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This, see, one of the other boys who were shot, and your Tamil network had carried it, is actually asking, you know, we are protesting against a private company. Why is the government shooting at us? Shouldn't the government be protecting us? I mean, every single person who has been shot, and he says something like, you know, I was shot below the knee, but there was a person standing next to me, and she was shot right in her head. Now, this is a person who has been affected who is talking about it. And imagine the courage that it takes for the protesters, after knowing that 10 people were killed yesterday, to come out today in protest. When 144 has been imposed, when police brutality is its highest. And the other thing, Zaka, is that today police decided to go to Anna Nagar and shoot people because that is the place where fishermen live. And they had 50% of these protesters were fishermen, so they wanted to teach the fishermen a lesson. And that's why Maributhu had to give up his life. A 22-year-old boy was killed in cold blood today because the police wanted to prove a point that you come out of your house and we'll shoot you dead. I think that is the kind of brutality that is happening in Tamil Nadu, and that is the kind of government which is being propped up by the BJP at the center.
Now, who is going to put an end to this, K.C. Palaniswamy? Who is going to put an end to this? I find it shocking and utterly mind-numbing that citizens are killed. Yes, it happened yesterday. 11 people killed yesterday, and today they go to a colony and shoot at a young man just to send out a message, don't you dare come out and protest. Is this a democracy?
Yeah, as rightly pointed out by Mr. RK, this present government and the ministers and the chief minister, they are not acting on their own. They are simply carrying out the instructions given from Delhi. And whatever the BJP says and the Delhi government of India says, they are going by that. In fact, there was some news today that the government of India, the Home Ministry has asked, should there be additional paramilitary forces? So now it shows the Tamil Nadu police killing the people is insufficient. They would also additionally send the paramilitary force to kill the people in Tamil Nadu. And why should they kill? For the purpose of to save
Okay. Bahar wants to come in. We're going to get closing comments from all our panelists. Bahar, how does this end?
Yes, I think, yes, Zaka. Yes, Zaka, just very quickly, I think what we need to also ask is, let's not make this of AIDMK versus DMK. What we need to also ask is, please remember, the initial permissions for this plant were given by the Ministry of Environment and Forests, which sits in Delhi. So whether it is the Congress or it is the BJP, the state, not just the state government, but the national government too has colluded to protect this one private company. And I think right now we need the Ministry of Environment and Forest also to step in and send a fact-finding commission to find out What are the pollution levels in that area? What are the water pollution levels in that area? What is the sulfur dioxide level? I think that's what I find missing, and that's what needs to be done. Why is the Chief Minister, for instance, not making a visit to the area, talking to the protesters? Why are we talking about more brute force being used in? And I'd just like to end by saying, in this whole, rule of ease of doing business, we're forgetting that we need not just make in India, but also breathe in India. We need
I
clean
agree.
air to breathe, which is a basic fundamental right.
I agree, and that's what the people of Tuticorin were demanding. They were not asking for any luxury. They were just asking for clean air and clean water. And the Chief Minister, I'm sorry to say this, instead of actually going there and meeting those people, speaking to those protesters, finding out what their grievance is and addressing those grievances, instead of going to Tuticorin, he's now going to the Raj Bhavan. Be that as it may. I'm going to wrap up. Thank you very much for joining us, all our panelists. I hope, think about this as you tuck your kids to bed tonight. There are 12 people whose families have lost them tonight in Tuticorin. Why? Not because they were asking for something outrageous from the government or the police. All they were asking for was the right to clean air and clean water. They're living in the surroundings of a plant which has been polluting that area. Numerous studies have shown that, independent studies have shown that, even the Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board's study has shown that. The Supreme Court fined this particular company 100 crore rupees for pollution, not for charity, but for pollution. As you tuck your kids to bed tonight, spare a thought for those 12 families who will not have someone to tuck to bed tonight. I'll take a break on those pictures. See you on the other side. All right, there was a massive show of opposition unity today at H.D. Kumaraswamy's swearing-in ceremony in Bengaluru. H.D. Kumaraswamy took oath as the 23rd Chief Minister of Karnataka just days after BJP leader B.S. Yediyurappa resigned after remaining in power for just 2 days, in a move which is being seen as the biggest political realignment ahead of the 2019 general elections. The regional satraps attended the mega event. It included, other than Sonia and Rahul Gandhi, of course, it included Mamta Banerjee, Chandrababu Naidu, Mayawati, Akhilesh Yadav, Arvind Kejriwal amongst the top regional leaders in the country. The leaders pitched to strengthen the opposition before the mega 2019 battle. The question is whether the opposition, a united opposition, can defeat Narendra Modi.
Will this coalition last in 2019 also?
It will going to.
Will Congress be an allied partner?
Complete all the 5 years.
In 2019, will Congress be an alliance partner?
2000, yeah, it will be an alliance partner.
Sir, your biggest challenge now will be the Kaveri issue because that's next coming up in the Supreme Court.
I know the management board which Supreme Court has given, central government which has submitted their proposal. I know that. After my confidence vote over, then I will call our engineers who are expert in that and even legal advisor. I will consult the positive, negative side of this proposal. Then only I will react.
You talked about ironing out differences on Lingayat issue. What is your party's stand now?
For me, other than that, several important top priority works are there. My total intention to develop the state, not divide the society.
Meanwhile, Mamta Banerjee has dared the NDA, saying that whoever dares to fight with us will be decimated.
जो मजदूर कहता है, किसान कहता है, जो हमसे टकराएगा वो चूर-चूर हो जाएगा. रीजनल पार्टी से टकराने से काम नहीं होता है. ऑल रीजन रहेगा तब तो नेशन स्ट्रांग होगा ना. हम अगर कोई वादा करते हैं तो हम वादा निभाते हैं. इसमें हम डरते नहीं हैं. हम डरपुक करने का आदमी नहीं है. कांग्रेस का माफिक करेगा, हम हमारा माफिक करेगा. कांग्रेस is also a separate party.
So about half a dozen chief ministers, 17 various opposition leaders today at H.D. Kumaraswamy's swearing in. They will all be taking on this one man, Narendra Modi, and the election-winning juggernaut of the BJP. The question is, clearly, if you were to go by pure electoral arithmetic, surely the numbers are with the opposition. They add up to more than 50% of the vote, substantially more than 50% of the vote. But are elections decided only on the basis of electoral arithmetic, or is there also something called chemistry, which ultimately decides who wins or not. And when it comes to that question, surely the BJP and the Prime Minister have a big edge, the larger-than-life image of the Prime Minister and his ability to swing campaigns and set the agenda for campaigns. Mario Shakil is now joining us, our political editor. This is going to be the big question for 2019. Is it going to be the electoral arithmetic of the opposition, which is formidable, or is it this larger-than-life, game-changing ability when it comes to political campaigns that the Prime Minister has that will actually save the day?
That's right. And Zaka, another question that will be asked increasingly as to who really is the face of this non-BJP front. It's all right for all the political parties to be seen on one platform, the bonhomie and camaraderie aside, because there are inherent contradictions. Can they really, push aside their inherent contradictions and ensure or accept one of them as their leader? Can the Congress party really emerge as the fulcrum of this anti-BJP or non-BJP front? Because there were two crucial absentee. One, of course, is someone who is seen as the head of the anti-BJP front in Andhra Pradesh, which is Jagan Mohan Reddy. He was not present. Naveen Patnaik himself was not present. And in both these states, particularly in Odisha, I would say the BJP is in a direct contest against BJD. Why was Naveen Patnaik not present? But of course, as you were pointing out, I think the fear of Prime Minister Narendra Modi may be cementing all these opposition parties to come together on one platform. But the bigger question, of course, would be as to who really will be the face of this anti-BJP front. Because when one question was asked to Mamata Banerjee, she said that she is there to support Kumaraswamy. Okay. She was not there to support the Congress JDS alliance, of which Kumaraswamy was the face.
All right, we'll leave it at that. And this, of course, is the big debate topic, both at Viewpoint at 9 p.m. as well as on Epicenter at 10 p.m. Both Bhupen and Mario will be debating this. Is this portending to a massive political realignment ahead of 2019? Final break. On the other side, I think we've got some breaking news about a massive fire that's broken out on the Vaishno Devi route. Details when we come back.
JDS and Congress formed an unholy alliance to grab power. This unholy alliance is an insult to the mandate and wishes of the people of Karnataka, and therefore flag day for the state.